Probably the most logical sign you were talking to a crazy nationalist is that they can't take a single criticism about their country. They tend to have very thin skin and easily turn defensive whenever you are pointing out an obvious flaw in anything related to their nation. What I feel problematic is that these people think they are the nation and take all those criticisms personally, and as a genuine response lashes out at you. But sometimes they are fine with criticism of the past because, they're just properly documented facts and can't use today's propaganda to deny them in any way. When you corner them by using obvious facts, they tend to use these two superwords. If you say anything bad about your country or the government or criticize any policies, you are just an anti-national and should be deported or, sent to heaven. And if you come up with genuinely good evidence, they will just say, what about that country, or that government, or that guy? Genuinely speaking, there is a difference between loving your country and believing in your country. If you truly love your country, you recognize flaws and try to fix it instead of throwing a tantrum. What I hate the most about these nationalists is their double standards and complete hypocrisy. They will be bragging about the achievements and the so-called greatness about their nation while conveniently keeping out and sometimes suppressing the bad things their nation did. Again, if you point that shit out, they will fall back to the two magical super words in their arsenal. That goes not only just for past history and stuff, they also apply completely different rules depending on whether the news is good or bad. Good news obviously means national achievement, and bad news is definitely foreign conspiracy trying to undermine national integrity. Whenever a stupid new ranking comes out of nowhere, nationalists are the first one to celebrate their country's high ranking, and if they rank poorly, then they will just keep their mouths shut, or that. It also goes for praise and criticism too. Like, if foreign media praises your country, then that is a good country, and if they criticize you instead, then Satan is running the show. Nationalists also have a bad habit of taking credit from the collective effort of few in the nation. They will cherry pick all the good stuff the people of their nation did and insert themselves as kind of together as a team with them. That's just completely ugly. I mean, you didn't do shit. They did while you were on your couch or swimming around in the ball sack of your ancestors. You know you are talking to a nationalist when a person constantly points out the us versus them thing. Most of the time, they tend to be xenophobic and hate when others try to belong in their so-called ideal society, or like the idea of an ideal society. They believe that their culture, language, and whatever are superior and better than anyone else, and it should be protected at all costs. Nationalists definitely hate immigration and believe they are diluting the society, and mostly blame whatever is going wrong in the country on migrants and minorities. Most of the time, it's never just about geography. A person can be born and raised in the country, but still be told they don't truly belong because of their religion, ethnicity, language, or last name. Now, obviously they will not express their xenophobia directly. They will come up with arguments that sounds logical, like lack of jobs, security, housing, resources, and whatever. But at the end of the day, I do understand. Like, xenophobia is a common trait of humans that comes from survival instinct of protecting their community and culture. But these crazy people takes it to such an extent that it creates hate and unnecessary conflict. Most of the nationalists love to glaze charismatic leaders and believe a strong man can fix everything. They like the idea of a narcissistic guy with cult-like following, uniting the people of a nation and taking it to a greater height. As we all know, that's just bullshit, and time again, we have seen what happens because of that. Nationalists will blindly follow their so-called visionary leader and will not stand a single criticism against their daddy. Again, it will come to the point where they will take those criticisms personally, and if you do end up providing a valid argument, they will just counter with vague, rage-baity things. What I hate the most is that they will blur the line between the leader and the nation, and end up making a narrative that uses both of them as a single entity. For your kind information, they are not. And this is just the easiest path to Palaputin type shit. It's just my personal opinion, so take it with a grain of salt. See, I think it's just all bullshit. Like, the nations we talk about are nothing but imaginary lines drawn over a map. I do understand its importance in real world and governance and stuff. I do understand that, but as a human being, you have no mandatory loyalty towards it. I mean no disrespect to freedom fighters or those who in the military and great leaders or anyone. I am just saying you born as a human being is special, and I think you don't need to spend your life praising and defending an imaginary idea. Your life is the way it is because of your birth location, culture, and religion you were born to, and many others. There is no divine thing that dictates that you are meant to be part of this nation or something. I am just saying,